Okay, another day. Playing guitar every day. Um, Damn, this sounds loud as hell. Let me just. Is it what? Is it? Yeah. Okay, it's that. Okay, yeah. So, another day of playing guitar every day. What did I learn today? I think I learned a lot about what chords you're allowed to sub out. And like so for instance, like you can use all your diatonic chords, but you can also use the dominant of every chord in your key, and you can also do the tritone substitution of that fifth, or you can do the 2 to the fifth of that. If that does that make sense? Like, let's say I'm in C major, so I have C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and then back to C, right? If I'm going to like, um, let's say E minor, right? I can use the fifth uh, of E minor. Um, so the dominant of E, which would be A, right? And so I can go. Let's say I was trying to go to. I started at my tonic, so I started at C major. I could just play this. So let's say not good at playing my. Oh, I have one thing in my. I have the mic in my hand. I didn't pull out a stand, so I can't play it. But let's say I had my C, right. Then let's say I was trying to go to my E minor. So listen like that, right? So C, C, and we're trying to get to our E minor. We could do the fifth of our E, which would be um it would be B actually. It would be B, not yeah. Yeah, that's a fifth. Yeah. It'll be B. So um it'll be this, and then we need to take down uh so this is A sharp B, so second note, yeah, so I just let that go, and then so that should be B dominant. And you can use that to lead into the E we were originally trying to get to, right? Um, yeah. And so that's something I learned. And you can also do like a 2-5 step from there. And I was just learning a lot about that. I was also practicing, like really thinking about my uh, where my root notes are, um, in my on my neck. So I've gotten pretty good at that. Let's say like I have my root note here, right? Let's say this was my root note, right? What shape should I be in if this is my root note, right? So we have a 1 right here. That'll be the same thing as having this here. So this is definitely like a D shape, right? Like that. Yeah, that's your if your root's on the second string here, that's your D shape. So let's pick a different string. Let's say my root is here, right? So we're here. Okay, fourth string. That's also like a D shape. Could also be an E shape, right? Yeah. Okay, let's do another one. Blah, blah, blah. Not first string. If it's on the first string, it's gonna be like a G shape kind of thing, G or E. Um. Yeah. What else is there? If it's on the fifth string, it's gonna be an A or a C, right? And I'm just becoming kind of good at like recognizing, like, okay, if my root's on this string, I know what shape I'm in, and that can kind of help me remember where I'm jumping around, right, to different, like I can just jump to the root. I know there's like, just keep track of, like, if I know if I'm the key of D, I know there's gonna be a D right here. I know there's gonna be a D right here and up here, right? Yeah, G A B C. Yeah, this is a D. Yeah, and yeah, um, D right here, 3 down. There's a D right here too. 4 2. There's a D right here. Yeah. So all of those things are kind of feeding together to like help with my guitar. I've also found like my guitar guru kind of that I'm gonna start to watch a lot of. Um, Small channel, like just like a thousand something, like maybe 12,000 subscribers. I mean, who are we to call it anything small? But I like it a lot. It's called Guitar Alchemy, like school.com, SKOOL. And I really listen. I just joined that, and I feel like the thing I really like about it is I feel like if you try to learn guitar online, everyone is trying to fucking sell you their course, right? Like, I don't know. I feel like I come from like a physics background, and when you're trying to learn physics online, there's like no one being like, "Oh, let me sell you a physics course." It's like, no, I just like it, and I'm teaching what I know, and I have a course online, and you can follow this course if you want to learn about physics, right? Or it's like a lecture or something. But like all of these like guitar people are always trying to sell you something, like try to sell you a course, trying to sell you um I don't know, a lesson, like special instruction, and it's like, I don't know. I don't even know if I like how you're teaching it, you know? But I found one, like it seems like it's free. And it's SKOOL.com. It's very small. Maybe once he gets bigger, it will stop being free, but hopefully it'll stick being free. Um, and honestly, even if if it's paid, I really liked how he was explaining how the fretboard worked. I really liked like I was memorizing all like the major shapes everywhere, but thinking about it in terms of like scale degrees, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, really helps. And I wonder what other tips he would have. And I also like the way he plays. The way he plays is how I want to play as well. Um, so that was good. Um, yeah, and then tried to write a little song when I was coming home from the train. Practice my scales. Practice what am I call it? Everything. It's really late right now. But we're not gonna skip a video. We're on day like, what is it? 48, Lonnie? It's 48. We are too deep to be skipping a day. I don't know how long we're gonna keep doing this, but we're gonna keep doing this for a while. Um, yeah, and so that's my ramble. Now let me like play. Um, and let's turn this up. Yeah, let's turn that up. And let's play and see where our playing is at today. Okay, let's noodle around. Let's go. Okay. Good enough for the day. I don't know if that was my best. I messed up a shit ton. But I think, we're just documenting each day and what we learn, um, and how our playing is evolving. And I think, um, it'll only get better from here. So, and I honestly, I feel like these videos are more for me than for, let me turn on my guitar, than for anybody else. I know most times people make videos for other people, but I really just want, um, to document the whole journey. And if you like the journey, welcome to the ride. But I really think the ride's for me, if that makes any sense. Um, yeah, yeah. I have lots of thoughts today. I also, um, something I wanted to get off my chest. Can I borrow the charger? Is the charger around here? Love. Yeah, my computer's about to die. I just wanted to say some things that I was thinking about and just, record. Okay, charger in. Computer's not gonna die on me. Um, I was like, I think I didn't. I have my thoughts on music AI is changing a lot as I learn an instrument, and it's kind of crazy. I used to think it used to not bug me so much, right? Like, it used to be like, okay, uh, there's a tool out there that lets you like generate music that you want to make, and if you don't have the skills to make it. And man, that's really fucking with me now. Like, cause it's like sometimes I'll look at what I'm playing, and then I'll just look at what an AI can do, and I'll just be like, damn, they're so much better than me. Like, so much better. Like, the AI is so much. So why not just do that instead of learning this? And huh? We all feel that way in every career. That's what Lonnie just said.
We all feel that way. I feel that way too in my own career.
But the thing is, I don't really feel that way in my career because it's like, what can the robots do? When I'm coding, right? Like, I can code, and at the end of the day, like, someone still has to troubleshoot that shit, and someone still has to figure out if it works. Like even when I use AI to code, it doesn't feel like, I don't know. It feels different. Like the AI coding, like I don't know. I don't feel like the AI is gonna take my job, but like, here's what I'm gonna say. Okay, and this is how I'm starting to feel about it. I think, yeah, the AI is better than me, and it may continue to be better than me. But I think the value, and also I'm not doing this to eat, so I have a very different perspective. Like, I was calling all the people teaching guitar grifters, but they live off of playing guitar, and that's very different than what I currently do, right? And I don't think I would want to live off of this because it would change how I do it, right? But um, I do think that the value in learning this, even though the AI is better and there's easier ways to make music, like, than like fucking spraining your fucking, my pinky is still really sprained. Like, it's like it's still like sore from like all the stretching of like doing all this thing, and it's getting better, I think. Where I'm about to see orthopedic, but I think the value is that I'm learning like music theory more deeply than, when I was just doing it in like the music coding or in the DAW. Like, the effort of figuring out how to map music onto the guitar, I feel like the piano would have been made way easier to do the theory stuff is, but like the added difficulty of like, oh, this is like these strings are stacked in perfect fourths above each other, and then you have a major third between as you go from your G string to your B string, right? Uh, like just thinking about those things and thinking about scale degrees and like playing them and like remembering the patterns and getting the muscle memory, it's really cementing things in my head in a way that like just coding up the music or drawing the notes in a MIDI didn't. And I feel like I'm becoming, dare I say, a better musician as I like spend the time to learn this instrument. And I wouldn't have called myself a musician before, and I don't think I could even call myself that now. I still feel very much like an engineer, but I do think that like learning this instrument over the last, was this 48 days? I've sunk a lot of hours like every day doing this. Like Lonnie, tell me how many hours do I do like every day?
I would say minimum 2.
Yeah, and like some days I'm doing like 10. Like like sometimes I sit the whole day like just playing guitar or making music. And as I've been doing that, it's changing the way I think about music, like, and how I write and it's kind of cool, man. It's kind of cool. It feels like I'm becoming one with this thing. Um and even though I still suck, it's starting to make sense. I'm starting to see, like, at first I was like, where are the notes? You look at the piano, you're like, those are the notes. The notes are there on the piano, right? And then you look at the guitar, and you're like, where are the notes? The notes, I can't see them. But now I look at the guitar, and I'm like, oh, I can kind of start to see the notes, right? Like, you show me where your root is, I can start to see the notes, right? Um, and that's just cool. And so even though the AI is better than me, I still think I want to get this cool ability, right? To make it myself. And even though practically, like if I was trying to make money off of this, maybe it'll be way more efficient to just make like the music with AI. If I was like trying to sell it or rapidly put out music or like make an album to sell, right? Just because it would just be quicker and easier, and I could spend more time and energy doing other things like advertising or marketing or whatever it is real like artists for money do, right? But me doing this kind of just because I like it, I just want the skills, right? And I mean, maybe later in my journey I will like use the AI for like building something or whatnot, but maybe not, right? Because I think I just like learning these skills, right? And I like it being me. I made this, and also I think the AI, like, the more I get into music, I'm rambling, and I'm gonna stop myself in like, okay, in literally a minute, um, I'll stop myself. Like 25, I'm looking at now, but I think that when I started making like 2 years ago, was it 2 years ago? That's when I first released May 1st. Yeah. When I first did May 1st, I was like, all I cared about was like making a song that told a story, right? And I only thought that like the lyrics were the only thing that mattered, right? That's like what I believed, and I was like, I'm just gonna get really good at like rapping, and I do rap every day. Like every day I rap, and I still do that. And I'm even doing a little singing now. But the what was I gonna say is that like that's what I thought initially. Like I'm like, okay, uh the lyrics are where the story lives. But the more I learn about music, the more I realize you can really like, I know this is like I've listened to music and I kind of experienced it, but like you could really craft the sound in such a way that it's telling a story. Well, maybe it's not. I don't feel like the music tells a story. I feel like the music conveys a feeling, right? And that feeling can enhance or take away from a story, right? And I feel like it's the same reason why I wouldn't want to write AI. Like the reason that I don't want to use AI to make the music is because it's like the same reason I wouldn't want to use AI to write the lyrics, right? Because I feel like by using the AI, you're turning that part of the story into an arbitrary decision, right? And as I learn more, I realize that the music that I put the lyrics on shouldn't be an arbitrary decision. A shocker, I know. Maybe that's, but I feel like when I made the first album, like Flowers on a Tombstone, I really didn't care about the. I cared about the beats sounding nice and kind of fitting the vibe of the song I'm going for, but I would like just put the story on anything, right, without too much care. Like I would want the energies to align somewhat, but like I didn't. I wasn't so picky about if this this music fit these lyrics and this story. And as I learn more, I'm becoming pickier. And I want to be able to not let those be arbitrary decisions. Like I want my chord progressions to mean something, right? Like when I do like when I do 1 4 5 1, I want that to mean, hey, I'm starting at home, I'm adding tension, and I'm relieving it, right? And that's not an arbitrary decision. Or if I want to communicate this is a complicated feeling, maybe I'll do something more complicated with the chord progressions or with the key I'm in or with what um what mode of the key I choose to use, right? Like all of these decisions I feel like can add to the story I'm trying to create. And maybe I'm the only one that will be able to hear and notice them, right? I feel like most people, I don't listen, like even now I listen to music, I can't pick up the key or like the chord changes, what they mean yet, just by listening to the music. But maybe as I learn how to do this, I'll start to be able to hear it in the music I experience in the world, but I'll also be able to put those ideas into my own music. Um, and that's kind of thought. I know I haven't really talked a lot like diary type things in a while. Like mainly it's just I log on, I talk about what I practice, and then I play a little bit of guitar, and then I call it a day. But today I was like really thinking about this, and I was like thinking about like, oh my god, my thoughts on AI before were not the same as they are now. And it's not like I feel like I can see artists hating it because it's all this time you're putting into learning an instrument. Like a machine is just doing it, and this is what you love to do. And now you can't get paid for it. Like I can kind of feel that. I still don't have that emotional reaction to it because I'm not living off of this for money. Maybe I'll change my mind if I was living off this for money. But I had sympathy for them before. I have a little bit more empathy for them now. And that feeling. And so I just feel like before I was like kind of not. I wasn't really giving it enough thoughts, and like I was like, oh, Suno, you can use Suno, but now I'm like, I don't know if I want to use Suno. And also Suno's become really gross, like some of the stuff they're doing, like they're like hiring artists to promote their stuff and like gagging them so they can't say bad stuff about Suno. I feel like that's kind of lame. Like if your product was that good, it doesn't you don't need to gag the people who are reviewing it. And they're pushing ads to me heavy, man. The more I learn about guitar and the more guitar stuff and music stuff I look up, all my ads are Suno stuff. Like they have me pegged. They're like, oh, this guy, he's gonna buy it. And I'm like, no, I'm not gonna buy your shit because I want to learn how to do this for myself. And that's how I feel. Yeah. All right. So it's day. What is the day, baby? Like 48. I'll look it up. I look at the videos. I don't know. I'm losing track of the days. But I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Bye.